Hi everyone, I'm Kayla Bankston. Welcome to In Depth with Tommy Media, a show that explores campus issues that affect you. Minnesota's collegiate study abroad numbers have been dwindling in recent years. In the 2007-2008 school year, the Institute of International Education counted more than 9,500 students studying abroad from Minnesota. 3 years later, that number is down some 7%. Today we'll look at why this is happening and how St. Thomas fits into this trend. I'm joined here today by Study Abroad Advisor Tim Doman. Thank you so much for being with us today. We appreciate it.
Yes, thanks for having me.
So how does St. Thomas fit into the statewide decline of study abroad?
Well, our numbers, I think, have gone down in a number of instances, and through the years we've had ups and downs. I think in the 2010-2011 academic year, we did have a decrease that we saw. And St. Thomas is certainly not isolated from things like the economy, things that do affect study abroad. And from my perspective, that's probably one of the things that has probably had the biggest effect on the number of students choosing to study abroad.
I see. So what programs are most popular and which ones are you having some trouble filling?
I don't know that there's necessarily any problems filling particular programs. I think some of the more popular programs, if we're looking at the semester and year-long options, we do have programs in both Rome and London in England, and those tend to be our most popular destinations, I think, as a result. I think shortly after that comes Spain. A lot of students who are studying Spanish want to spend a semester abroad. So, as far as the programs that we might not have as many students on, there are probably fewer students who participate in field studies programs, programs where there's perhaps a component that they're doing some research alongside of the courses they're taking. But I don't know that necessarily has to do with the trends that we're seeing in the economy and how that affects things.
Interesting. So what is St. Thomas doing to spike more interest in study abroad?
We do a number of things, and I think as we see the numbers go down, obviously we have some concerns. We like to see as many students studying abroad as possible, and I think we pay very close attention to how we're marketing, what our messages are. We do quite a bit of work with some of our faculty-led programs in assisting and helping them to market programs, especially when we're getting to the point where they're maybe not at the enrollments that have been targeted. I think one of the other things that we're doing, and I think this is probably some very positive work that we've taken on more recently, is to look at the underrepresented groups of students who are not studying abroad, whether that has to do with the academic area or students typically who do not study abroad. I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but typically it's 2/3 women to 1/3 men. So men are not necessarily always the ones who are studying abroad. There are more women who do it. So we look at academic majors. We try and make sure that we have programs that are available for students who typically don't study abroad. That would be science, technology, math, and engineering typically. And I think we're trying to increase the number of opportunities for those students so that there are some options for them. Yeah.
So in previous years, St. Thomas has cut study abroad programs. Why did this happen?
Well, I don't know. I guess it's a matter of how you look at it. I don't know that it's necessarily a cut. I think there was a limit on the number of UMA courses that were allowed to run. And that was an administrative decision that was made by the university. And as far as, what we're doing to respond to that, I think over the years we've had a number of our co-sponsoring organizations who have provided semester and year-long opportunities to us that are now seeing that there is an interest in and a need for shorter-term programs. And we're working with a number of those organizations, and more students have been able to take advantage of that, whether that's for a J-term or for a summer program.
Well, that's wonderful to hear. If you have a comment about the show or an idea for an upcoming segment, tweet it to @TommyMedia. Thanks for joining us. With Tim Doman, I'm Kayla Bankston. We'll see you next time when we go in depth with Tommy Media.